out. Talk it out, show. Talk it out, show. Talk it out. Talk it out.
Yeah, talk it out, trying to figure out the facts. We over here doing everything with the rap.
And so, but one person, and I don't even know her name, which is sad because you should pay attention to, but it's the lady who played Billie Holiday. And it's called The United States versus Billie Holiday on Hulu, and I know a lot of people know about what's going on because she won. I know she won some stuff, but they've been talking about her like crazy. So I had already wanted to. I was waiting because you had us working on a project last year before COVID hit, and I had been researching Billie Holiday and wanting to figure out a song I wanted to sing. But, because you've been training my voice and stuff, and so.
Exactly.
I don't know why I picked the freaking song I picked. I don't even know why, but it was crazy because once I took it on, I just started researching it and this and that, and I think the only song that I had ever sang in my life of hers was probably God Bless the Child or whatever. But and I knew about Strange Fruit, but had never sang it, let's just say that.
Okay.
But just when I picked it, some just made me pick it real quick. And I don't know why, because I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I picked such a song to sing. And, but it was, to research it and see, I just got so just enveloped in it and just started really going. I was like, and then it was crazy because to even think about the picture that kind of incited her. Singing, and I was with my, my babies, they got little kids, but we talk about all this stuff, and so we were talking about it.
And that was actually a poem, right?
Yeah, yes it was. Mm-hmm. And then, but it's just a picture too that's just so horrible too, because
if y'all know what Strange Fruit is, it is when they used to hang us back in the slavery day. So we would lynch and we'd be on the trees hanging, and that's the Strange Fruit.
Yeah, it's just strange. And so I watched the movie, but to me, I knew about Billie Holiday. I knew, about her and things like that, but it was vague. I didn't know a lot, and it was just, but her story is just so. I can't say dark. It's painful to watch, because she's such a beautiful lady, but she just was so much darkness. She started off during her mother. I could not believe this. So she must have been in a whorehouse. That must have been what's going on. But literally at 10 years old, was like, okay, you're a woman now. I can't deal with you anymore. You gotta go. And she was like, you need to go make a man happy. At 10.
Okay, so first, let's understand that back in the day was totally different than now. If you think about Little House on the Prairie, they was getting married at 10, 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, we would mature at 10 to become a womanhood. It's harder to understand now because we're here and we're looking at our 10 years old and they be like, they barely can even do chores.
She was like, I'm 10 years old, my kid, what you want? She was like, but what else? There was no room for it. She was a kid. It was taking up the rooms in the whorehouse. You get like, you take that room. I was like, oh, that's cool. There's no room for you. You take another room for this business.
There ain't no room at the end.
She was like, she said, go with some such and such. She'll take care. I was just like, oh my goodness. It was just so hard.
That was another person that went through something like that.
Oh man. And so it was like, so I think too for her, and relationships and sex with men and stuff like that was, it just was, it is what it was. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, whatever type thing. She was used to men beating on her. She talked crazy in the hair. She would hit him back. It was just nothing. It was like, it was just, that was her thing. But I think it was just because she wasn't loved properly, you know what I'm saying? And so she didn't know real love, and she wasn't loved properly. And then I guess too, because of the way this whole thing played out, the person who really loved her was the one they had setting up to betray her the whole time. And then and so it was so bad because you could tell he was intrigued by her, but then it was like, then he caused her to go to jail. Because he lied. She thought he was a soldier, but he was actually a Fed investigating her. they were setting her up because of that song. That song, as I said, you could be amazed at how powerful, and that's why I was trying to explain. I said something to Lydia earlier, and I do feel this. When I watched this, it made me feel like Billie Holiday was like the Jesus of music, because she sacrificed herself for that song. And as many times as people said, stop singing the song, just stop singing the song. Stop singing the song, they'll leave you alone.
That sounds straight through?
Yeah, because it just because the white people didn't want her singing it, because they didn't want, first of all, to hear about what they had done, and then they also felt like it was going to incite a riot. They said that's what kept saying, it's gonna incite a riot. Well, no, what it was is you didn't want black people to, I mean, because black people felt a certain sense of, you know, pride. It would hurt them to hear it, but then, you know, they have been coming, you know, they were coming a long way and doing something better themselves. So it's like, but it was just this one guy.
What year was this?
Oh God, what year? I can't remember what year it was. I have to see. I can't remember. It was flashing, and it kept flashing too. But there was, because I'll never forget the guy's name. That's what was making me upset. His name was Anslinger. And I don't know what it was about this man, but he had it in for her. And he was going to the higher ups and getting even budgets, like money from like the higher, like Congress people and stuff. I mean, he was like, they were like, well, we already gave you money. What are you come back for? And he was like, well, this lady singing this song. And they was like, a lady singing a song? Like, really? And he was saying, you know, we already got them out, because they were saying that the drug, the basically the black people, they was using the N-word a lot, y'all, you know that. And they were saying the black people and the drugs and stuff like that. Well, that's what they tried to get her on, because they were saying, well, isn't she on drugs? That's what one guy just said. Isn't she on drugs? So they just basically was like, okay, well, we'll just set her up that way. You know, she's on drugs. Hello, just catch her with some drugs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what was so bad about it. And so this guy, the black guy, he's a black guy, and they have him as a Fed, and you know, it's back in them days. So they're like, you know, they like, hey, you know, these Feds, even being a Fed and you're black, you know, the Feds are using you because you're black, basically. And he's, you know, he's going to see her every night, watching her sing this and this and that. But she's thinking he's just, you know, watching her in whatever. And she always be having like other dudes too. That's what kills me. I was confused about her little relationship. It was crazy. But he made her feel like he was just this soldier boy watching her, and he ended up setting up. She ended up going to jail because they're trying to prove this point. You know, like, okay. And so she got clean because, you know, you go through withdrawals and stuff in jail or whatever. When she gets out, I think she probably spent about a year and something or whatever it was. They had a sentence for 2. She gets out and she's, you know, okay, I'm back, you guys, and whatever. She's singing again. And
I'm singing it one more time for you.
She's like, I'm singing. But no, she wasn't singing it then, because they wouldn't let her sing it. Every time they kept saying you can't sing it. And they've argued and fought about it, because they'd always be, and see, every time she would go somewhere, someone would yell out, sing that song. Yeah. And she'd be like, oh, I can't sing it tonight, you know, because they wanted it. But I think what it was the hard part, I think it was, is when she, there was another time where they tried to set her up again. It had been literally, this was so bad about it, and that's what I was trying to explain to Lydia. She was not even that old. But it felt like they were basically attacking her whole life. Like they were just coming after her for this song her whole life. They were determined to bring her down. And they determined to the very end, because when I saw how she passed away, it hurt my heart, because I'm like, you killed her. You did this to the very end. It's like, you don't even, she's like, it's not even me it's not even me. Why are you messing with me? It's because of this song and how powerful it is, because what it is and what you guys did to us. And the power of then her, actually, they were going on tour, I think it was, it showed this scene, and of her seeing a lynching. I think she had, you know how back in the day we couldn't go nowhere, you know. So she had tried to stop on the side of the road to go to the bathroom. And she was trying to stop on the side of the road. She was hearing some crying, and she didn't know what it was. And it was this. She looked a little further and walked a little further, and then it was a house, and it was the mama. So the mama, they had lynched the mama, and the babies was screaming, telling the daddy, take mama down. But he's just holding her crying. And so that, her seeing that, it just was like, it was too much. And she ran into their house. It was just crazy weird. But it was a weird scene. But she went there because it just messed her up. She was just messed up from that. Seeing that, and she was crying. She felt the pain. And every time someone tried to hold her, she pushed them away.
Yeah.
She just, no. And so it was like she just took it all and feeling it. And so that's why when people were interviewing her later, they were like, you know, why don't you just stop singing the song? And she was like, have you ever seen a lynching? So to me, that was like so powerful. Because, you know, the white people are just like, hey, you know, I'm just interviewing Billie, and then they're like, well, why? It seems like this whole time they just kept messing with you. Why didn't you just stop? You know, like, it was a big deal. But she's like, I think after she saw that, that's what made her like, I'm singing this song, okay. I'm going to sing it. And so, you know, when I was studying her and everything, that's how she ended the night, every night. You know, everybody would stop, be quiet, everybody had to stop. The workers had to stop, everything. And that's how she always ended her thing. She'd sing that, that'd be it. Start giving it respect. And that Anslinger guy, he was in for, and was so bad, he got to her husband. And he had him set her up at the end too. That's what's so bad. They always kept.
It's always. Mom always says it's always the family member that will ruin your business or ruin what you're trying to achieve. Because I just think is when you have a business or you're doing anything, you have an artistic mind, so your mind goes into a different level, and you thinking the people that's closest to you are gonna have your back, and then they don't. And I mean, and I see it all the time. I see it constantly. You don't even understand how much I see it. And then I'm like, that's why I will not let my family tear me down. I'm going to do whatever I need to do because I'm Lydia. And that's how I have to look at it. So when you guys see me and I'm praising myself and I'm lifting myself up, because I'm not going to let anybody tear me down. Yes, I'm a great artist. Yes, I'm a great singer and a songwriter and producer and director and poetry and all that. Yes, I got those skills, but I do have feelings too. And it can wear you down. It can just destroy your life.
It can.
And that's what's so hard. It's like, you don't want these things to destroy your life, but it will destroy your life.
And then what do? And that's what's so scary.
You gotta get back up.
The higher you go, the less people you can trust.
You can't trust nobody because everybody is able to be paid off. And you gotta understand, the reason people get paid off that's in your family is because they're jealous that you're succeeding. Because if you think about it, they were the ones that are always tearing you down to say, don't go further, don't go further, don't go further. Everything's going, don't go further. And you know, we'll say it's Satan, but a lot of times Satan done jumped into the family members. The family members is telling you don't go further because aren't you struggling right now? What about this? You do this, you know. Like they always question me, how are you doing all that you do and you have a little girl named Glamorous? Glamorous knows mama's out there making money so she can have a better life. And Glamorous understands that when mommy and daughter time is together, we spend it fully until I have to leave again. And I have to leave all the time. Now, Alize, she's always with me. She just be kicking with me all the time, so she don't have nothing. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, you got to stay home and watch Glamorous. And then you see Alize rolling her eyes, smacking her lips. And I'll be like, don't be rolling your eyes and smacking her lips. You going to watch your sister. You know what I mean? I got to do this, and I can't take you anyway. I know you want to be with your mama because, you know, I'm all that. But anyway, that's just how it goes. Yeah. But, you know, we're not going to sit here and just like, you know, like I said, the people from the back in the days, like Billie Holidays and all those people from back in the day, they paved the way for us now. Yeah. That's what they did. They paved the way for us right now. And if we sit there and do nothing, that's on us. Because everybody paved the way. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. You know, there's all those other people. I could be here with names all day, but my mind just went blank. But I'm just saying there's all these people that paved the way for us to continue. And for us not to do anything, that's on us. And I have not been doing nothing for a long time. That's why I'm on my grind all the time.
Talk it out, show, talk it out.